Yo, what's up? This the Edge, and today I got one of my boys from Florida. You know, in Florida we don't have too many R&B people, but this one of my boys that's been in the R&B game for a long time. And like always on Creative Life, like we like to focus on the five pillars: mindset, self-mastery, financial freedom, community networking, and also lifestyle leisure. And within those, these are the things that make us great. These are things that uplift us, not only the culture, but everybody in general. It's something that everybody can relate to. And today we got Pleasure P, you know, my boy from
Hey, Florida
Florida.
boys in the building. What's happening?
Florida in the building,
What
man.
up, Whoa?
Ain't nothing, just chilling, man.
Immokalee, Carver
Carver Ranch
Ranches.
is
You
in
know
the
what I'm saying?
building.
We in the building.
Yeah,
I'm with
man.
the Edge right now. What's happening,
I'm with
man?
Pleasure P. You know, it's
Yeah,
it's cool, man, cause we saw each other's climb.
yeah,
You know, we both
absolutely.
everybody climbing at the same time. I know you started out, you had the group, and then all of a sudden we got Pleasure P making his own way. So, you
Yeah.
know, in that type of journey, you know, what is like, first of all, when you got started, and then also to where you had to make that transition to say, man, I'm about to go out on a limb, I'm about to go out and represent myself.
Well, it's the scariest thing because we trust so many people to do things for us because we don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? It's like you being a rookie in a game and a person that's, a vet telling you this and this and that and that and that and that and that and then it don't be that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I don't want to say I'm not a victim because I'm a survivor and I'm a grown ass man. But imagine somebody telling you, do this, do this, do that. And you train hard. You train hard. So training for me as an R&B singer was went to voice lessons, got in the studio 16 hours a day, um, looked at other people's performances, performed, learned what to do and what not to do during performances. Radio runs, radio interviews. We was in the city 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
got on the plane like a car every day. You know what I'm saying? For
At what age
six
was
months.
this?
This was like my 20s. I was 20 years old when I did this, but prior to that, just the preparation to even get there, I come from a music family. So my mom, she plays music and she was in a band called the Rappers. They're from Carver Ranches, and there's some incredible musicians that I grew up around. My dad played keys in that band, and they started their own group called Silver Platinum, which Michael Sterling was in, who he was the lead singer for that group, and Lovers and Friends, Doug Holiday, Trick Daddy, and so many other songs people sampled from Michael Sterling. I came up from around that.
Or
You know what
using
I'm
that music,
saying?
you was already in the music atmosphere
Right.
from the
So
beginning.
I'm 3, 4 years old, 5 years old, listening to music being played in my living room, and it's like you ain't got no choice but to take this up. And then by the time I was kindergarten, we was in talent shows, at Washington Park. So if y'all don't know about Washington Park or Carver Ranches Park, it's like community parks that when your mom go to work and it's like summer programs and stuff like that. All the kids from the neighborhood, they all go to the park. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you have different activities throughout the day. They sometimes will take you on a field trip outside of your comfort zone and see something different. But you know, that's just what the park was. And we had talent shows. And the talent shows, all the families would come together and you would see who's most talented at these talent shows. And we would perform like Another Bad Creation songs and things like that. So by the time I turned 9, I didn't even know I could sing, but I was inspired by this group called Immature. Marcus Houston,
Yeah, I remember. I remember that group.
LDB, and Romeo. Shouts out to Chris Stokes. You know what I'm saying? For creating a legacy that he created stars. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of my first concerts ever really going to. And the next concert I went to after that was New Edition, but they had these talent shows at Dixie Park. at Dixie Park, Benji Brown, okay,
Comedian
was
Benji Brown.
yes, the comedian. He would be he was like a little Duval, rolling. He was like a Rolling Powell.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We knew Rolling Powell before he was Lil Duval. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But he was just always a good person and a funny person. But Benji Brown be at these talent shows, and his sister, she was talented too. So I ended up winning first place. I was singing "I Will Never Lie" in the shower. My uncle Chuck said, "Yo, sing this for your mama." I sang it. My mom was like, "Yo, you gotta rehearse it because she's serious about music. She didn't know I could sing." And then I won first place in the talent show, and I never looked back. So in Miami and Broward, we have festivals. So you got the Arabian Nights Festival in Opelika. You got just the Kumba Festival in Hollywood, and I'll perform at festivals and in the cafeteria at my school. If it's another singer that come into town and all that stuff like that, and I kind of just been developing music over the years. And then I kind of rebelled because my mother was a Jehovah's Witness. So it wasn't like I had all the freedom in the world.
Hey, my mom was a Jehovah's Witness.
You know what I'm saying?
So you don't have freedom.
You don't have no freedom.
Yeah, you
so
don't have.
It's like you can't talk to, listen. Okay, imagine this. Imagine going to school. Okay, Jewish people, they go to school with Jewish people, right? They got their own schools. They got their own everything, right? We go to school. Every day I ride the bus with these people. I go to school with these people. Then when I get home from school, she said they worldly and I can't talk to these people, but I talk to them every day. So as a kid, it was hard for me to transition from, being a kid to religion and understanding like what my mom was trying to teach me in the long run. Couldn't play sports, couldn't do this.
Why you couldn't play sports?
Cause so she let my brother play sports. I'm good in basketball and football, but she let my older brother, play sports. But no, that's my baby, and you know what? That's worldly.
She got to protect the baby.
Worldly. Yeah. Well, maybe I think she just wanted me to do music, and
but
that was her way of saying it.
But that's the thing. Like growing up in South Florida, we heavy on the sports. Like, why did you go to but you come from a music background? So that's one reason, but it's like when you go to school in Florida, like to be the man, to be something in Florida, you usually have to play sports.
Well, I was the guy that was that man too, but I sing every day. So
you're the athlete that be singing?
I'm in chorus singing with, listen, I got a class full of beautiful women, all the baddest women in school, they in my chorus class, and I can sing. And every time I sing, they give me that. So you
use that to your advantage.
They give me that look, but I'm young at the time, so I don't really pay no attention to that. But yeah, like just the struggle part of that was, damn, how do you figure out the two? How do you separate the two?
Right.
Going home every day and have to be this person. But this is who I really am. But I can't tell my mom this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure you've been through that.
No, I went through the thing like we used to have to go to the Kingdom Hall. We used to have to go do that.
Yep.
Like for me, we used to have to watch. I used to love watching the Cosby Show. Like the Cosby Show, that was the show. It used to come on Thursday nights around like 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., 8 p.m. But I always had to go to the Kingdom Hall. We had to go do all that stuff.
Yeah, I had to go to Kingdom Hall, Bible study. I had to go knock on doors on Saturdays.
So I never did the knock on doors.
Hoping that I ain't see none of my friends in school at the time.
Yeah,
Not nothing against
never did that
NEJW, but I'm just telling you my process. Coming up and trying to understand how to be a man and try to understand just that whole process of things. But as a kid, that's a lot on a kid.
I always go back to, a lot of people be surprised when you come up on it. I didn't take it as my religion or I didn't go farther with it, but I appreciate it because it taught me a great appreciation for everything and all the stuff you deal with going forward. So it kind of preps you for the future.
It do.
But in the midst of it, it's like we don't get no Christmas, we don't get no birthdays, no holidays. But then my mom, she instilled in me every day is a good day.
Yeah,
You know, every day is a holiday, so you don't get a chance to celebrate. I never had a birthday party.
Yeah,
I never had any of that. So, you know, as you get older, you know, I actually like it now. So when somebody be like,
right.
hey, what
You
about them
understand the
gifts?
truth. You
I
understand
be
the truth
like,
behind it. But when they say the
yeah,
truth, that is the truth. But however, you know, we gotta live in our own truth and what works for us
exactly.
as individuals and stuff like that. But yeah, my first Christmas, man, I went and bought everything for everybody.
Yeah.
150,000 gone. I say, well, where my gift at?
Hey, you're not used to getting it. So, but it's already instilled in you that you don't get.
So you gotta understand you the gift, and then when that sinks in and show that you the gift, then it make you go harder because you just want to see
Yeah.
people happy, and you understand that God put you in position to be who you are as a leader for a reason, and that's instilled in me. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to me and my family and things like that.
Nah, I appreciate that religion, you know, from the beginning because it prepped me for the future.
Yeah. So, like I said, as a kid, you don't you just want to play football, talk to girls. You want to do what So to have that on you, that's a different kind of responsibility.
Now, you got
Saturday,
to be
no,
you really learn a lot about yourself because like
yeah.
you gotta actually go in a room, everybody opening their gifts, everybody celebrating those days, and you got to stand tall and you got to really be able to not show that, hey, I got a problem with this or I'm hating on this person. And so you learn to celebrate other people more, and that's when you start learning
Yeah.
that, man, like, look, man, I'm here for you. I'm gonna celebrate you. I'm gonna do everything, and it's not about me.
Absolutely, yeah, that's real.
And that, that's the approach that I took because at first it was like, damn, man, everybody getting something. Christmas coming, I don't get nothing. And then it kind of taught me to be a man too. Like, look, nah, we don't. It's like my mama said, we don't celebrate. We don't celebrate. I don't go against my mama. And so I wish my kids, I wish people would stand up for you like that. It's like I'm like, man, like when somebody said when the head of the house say it, that's what it is. And I think we've lost that because everybody, they got so many people as their teacher, as their person that they follow, that it gets away from the base. And I've always been myself. I've always been in a position where I said, I'm comfortable being myself. And I think I attribute that a lot to having to go through that.
Well, back then, my uncle whooped my ass. My mother's bandmates, they was like uncles to me and
Right.
aunties. And they would whoop my ass if I did something wrong. If I disrespected them, hey, nigga, hey, but this is what it is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Today, we got a lot of adults trying to act like they're the kids now. And they don't really see themselves in the light that they should see themselves because social media, just this and this and that and that and that. Imagine if you could see your teacher online half naked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As a
Then you got different
teenager.
respect for them. Like
Yeah,
you lose
yeah.
respect for them.
You're losing respect every time because you feel like, damn, she ain't no different than the girl that's twerking right now
Right.
on the joint. But I don't know. I don't know where we lost that part, of being a part of society. But back then, you had to have respect. My Uncle Chuck, he coached the Carver Ranchers Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? Good players came from him and, other people that we know from, that Coach Hollindale and different, Pasadena and different places where I grew up at. And I would be at all the practices and all the games and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like that's a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, it makes sense that it all comes together. And it's one of those things that, like, I think there'll never be no final, or there's no true solution to why did everybody get there. But this is where we at right now. But I
We know how
appreciate,
to answer, Sway.
yeah, I appreciate the people that really stand tall, and in the midst of all that stuff, they still remain themselves. And I've
Yep.
always been known for like keeping it 100, keeping it
Hey,
me
that's crazy.
from
I
day
didn't know
one.
that you grew up JW and all that stuff because I used to have to go to the conventions and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's at Plant City, Florida. We had to go to Plant City, Florida to go.
I've been
I
there.
used to be going to sleep in them conventions, but I was
Palm Beach.
there.
Yeah, you was there. Then
Yeah, I
look,
was there.
you walk outside and there's some bad women. But listen, there's some bad women at these conventions, man. And we were just trying to talk to the girls and, be on, like, just be teenagers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's what I remember about those. But
Those
that's
those
crazy.
was a good. I like the foundation that it set. Now I can't say that it was fun, but now looking
Now
back
that you,
on
yeah,
it,
now that you're
yeah, you
older, now
looking
you
back
like,
on it,
okay,
yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got something good out of that,
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So for you, you joined the group Pretty Ricky, but then you decide to move on. Like it takes a certain person or a certain type of person with the mindset. Like what was the mindset of a person, and then what did you have to go through with self to say, man, look, you know what, I'm like this right here, this is cool. I appreciate the situation, the opportunity, or whatever. I don't even know the ins and outs of it. But you decided to move on at the height of the group's moment.
So before I became Pleasure P, I was a Jehovah's Witness. I grew up that way. I started rebelling against that. I went to juvenile, in and out. I went to a juvenile prison where I wrote a lot of the songs that was on the Blue Star album. And I put together a plan in my head, a 5-year plan. And I said, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. So when I got out, I went to the studio. I got a job like anybody else. I worked for a telemarketing company. I worked for a moving company. I sold dope. I did all kind of different jobs within that time, right? But I was a hard worker just to be an entrepreneur enough to invest into my demo or whatever the case may be. And at some point, I started shopping. I ain't gonna lie. During high school, I started giving my record, "Shorty, Would You Be Mine," out, and "Feel the Rush." I had 2 records, "Shorty, Would You Be Mine" and "Feel the Rush." And me and my brother Rob Lowe, DJ Rob Lowe, rest in peace, we would be handing out, burning the CDs, and just giving them out in schools and everywhere else. And I got a little local buzz from that, you know. And then at that point, I started shopping my songs to different record labels, Slip and Slide, this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. So then a family friend, he introduced me to this guy named Blue Star.
All right.
And he was like, okay, cool, whatever. But, I'm in transition and, whatever. But the meeting, we met, I got his card, whatever. So then now I go to this talent show at Flanagan High School. And, it's a talent show. Like, they performing. So I see 3 guys on the stage. Baby Blue, Spectacular, Slickum. They rappers. They got their own shit going on or whatever the case may be. So I seen their dad. I was like, yo, remember me? My family friend, he brought me to you. I played you once. He was like, oh yeah, I remember you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, come to the house. Gave me his card again. Come to the house. So, shit. During that time, I was trapping for sure. At that time, me and my boy Maintain. At the time, we was selling dope. And during that time, it was like you can't leave the block for too long before, you know what I'm saying, before
Right.
somebody call you, because once they hit it once, they coming right back
Right.
from the stove to the microwave, like that's how we did it back then. So if you know, you know. But I ended up leaving to go record. I called that number and I went to record, and I went there. It was Baby Blue there, everybody there. And my homeboy Maintain at the time, one of our homeboys that we grew up with snitched on him the same day, and he got locked up.
All right.
I could have been with him, but I went to the studio that day. And the first song we recorded was Grind on Me.
That's a historical, legendary.
And it's a feature, because, in a verse, Baby Blue say, Pretty Ricky, pretty boy doing pretty good things. Pretty Boy was my name then. And I recorded. It took us like 4 days. I stayed at their house for 4 days. I ain't go home.
And you was just meeting them.
Just meeting them.
So rewind. So all Pretty Ricky, they were all related, like blood related.
Yeah, so Baby Blue, Spectacular, they're brothers. Slickum was like a cousin to them, but they are family. Fat Boy, the original Pretty Ricky, Fat Boy, that's their oldest brother. And then you got Blue, Bo Big Blue, that's their father. And they took me in. And, 8 months, it took us 8 months of just hard work and dedication to get a record deal. So the first day I recorded Ground to Me, they said, no, you might as well just stay here because when y'all doing this and doing that, you know, it's hard to track down one person when they over here and we all got to be on the same page. So I stayed, and every day was like a fucking frat house. Girls coming here, girls coming there.
Was that the fun time?
Huh?
That was the fun time.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you consider what fun is.
I'm saying when you at that point of your
No,
life
it
when
wasn't.
you're young.
It wasn't fun. It was like a boot camp, bro. I swear, because
But you say the girls coming in, but
but
you don't get girls at boot camp.
I had girls before boot camp. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying about while you working, while you grinding.
I had a whole baby. My son. I had my son when I was 19, so I came in there as a father. You know what I'm saying? So imagine a nigga treating you like a kid when you got a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody else was younger.
No, Baby Blue was the oldest. I'm the second oldest, and then there's Slick and then Spec, I believe, one like something like that. But shit, like this shit was like when I say boot camp. Imagine picking up weeds outside just for discipline, cause somebody on the team fucked up.
As a
One of us
artist,
fuck up, all of us
as an
fuck up.
R&B artist.
Yeah, one of us fuck up, all of us fuck up. So if that person did something wrong to him, hey man, all of us is outside in the heat with forks and knives.
That old school training, right? That old school mental training.
Digging up. Or imagine nigga tell you, clean the room up, clean this room up right now, right? And you cleaning it, and you
But at some point you you coming in as a grown man and you say I want to be a part of this or this is an opportunity.
No. They made me a part of it. I never said that this is what I want. I was a solo artist.
But I'm saying
They
they make you a part, but you still was there.
He got to be a part of the group. Cool. I'm with it. Whatever it takes.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm for the team. Let's go. Whatever we need to do. That's my attitude. You know what I'm saying? But back to my point, I was saying, imagine cleaning up a whole room, and you like, damn, and nigga like the room not clean. You're like, what the fuck? I just did this, and you frustrated now. That's what recording is like. When you can't get a note or you can't whatever, because you got to pay attention to the exact details. So he would leave a chip in the corner, way over there, bro. And if you don't see that chip, you ain't cleaning it properly. But it taught us to pay attention to details.
I like that.
Some of the teachings were extreme, but they were worth it because I have those teachings to this day. So I would never talk bad when it come to that part. I would never talk bad about anybody. I would always just tell the truth about what happened. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to kick nobody down or nothing like that. And at some point, accountability, as we getting older, okay, accountability, this is what really happened. You need to take that. But yeah, that's the first part of it.
But so there's some good that come out. There's some good lessons. There's some good discipline.
Everything is good.
Out.
No, listen, everything is good.
Yeah.
I came from nothing.
But to make that transition, for you to, you go into a group, you become part of this group, and you buy into the overall team concept, and everything is good. Everything is, moving in a direction. But then somewhere along the lines, signals get crossed. There's miscommunication. But for you to say, I'm going to move on. I'm going to go and do something different.
So let me tell you what happened. So I did everything I was asked of. Performed well, wrote the songs well, every interview, every flight, every performance, any and everything. Signed the contract. I did everything that he asked me to do. Right?
When you signed a contract, did you have your own attorney or did you have anybody with you?
We didn't. No, we didn't. we believed in this nigga like this is our. I looked at him like a real father. Like we believed in this nigga. Like we living in a Davy, nigga. Like we in Imagination Farms. Like he can't fail us, bro. Like this the OG. Like he taught us about how to deal with these women out. He taught us a lot from those teachings. So you when you get the teachings, like look at the detail. When you finally learn, like Mr. Miyagi, wash on, wash off.
Right.
When you finally learn the teachings, you're like, oh shit. But you know, it's like the control of that, and you don't realize that somebody controlling you and trying to keep you away from people that's gonna tell you the truth. So you so far gone into it, like a pimp in a hoe, almost. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to say I want my own independence because I couldn't take the controlling thing no more. I got a kid of my own, and there was just other things that happened during that process. He said, "You ain't got no money," and I'm like, "Yo, wait. We done toured. We done did this. We done did that. I did everything you asked me. What you mean we platinum now? What you mean we got no money? I just wanted my own place and my own car, cause we would have to share a car. Imagine being on a date. I'm in the blue Bentley, and the nigga like, you on South Beach, you like, yeah, nigga, I'm doing it, and the nigga be like, you gotta come home right away. It's like, all right, I gotta talk to you later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got a bad bitch in the car. Or with my dogs, like I've been on the road for 6-7 months nonstop. Now I'm happy to see my brothers that I came up with before I was with y'all, and niggas is like, nah, man, you gotta do this and you gotta do that. Like that control factor was like something that, like, you know how people are when they feel like they control you, and they feel like they can talk to you down and this and. I'm not that kind of person because I talk people with respect, but I will stand up for myself at some point.
So when you going through all this stuff right here, like you had no guidance.
No.
You had no guidance. So when you go over here, you
No
have no
mama,
guidance.
no daddy,
So if you had
no
to
nobody.
if you had to do this all over again, if you had to guide somebody, because we always want to motivate, inspire, uplift, and kind of show people the way because we all have a different journey. I have my path, you have your path. And usually people that are successful, they have so many stories. And if you had to say, okay, young Pleasure P, if I could do this all over again, this is how I would have done it and made that situation work, or would I have ever got involved in that situation knowing what I was going into? How would you do it different now?
I would have done different. I live with no regrets.
I'm just saying, like, if you say, okay, obviously things weren't right if you go in a different direction. So what would you do? That's what I say. What would you do?
If you asked me
to make
I would have not signed the first contract. I would have got a lawyer. I would have had him look over it. I would have agreed to the terms, and long as that was in play, we were good. We
right. That's what I'm saying.
We never had no ill intentions or nothing like that. Well, I didn't. It was just I didn't even want to be solo at that point.
Yeah, representation is important. I think that's important. A lot of people they overlook the power of representation, but it's making sure you get the right people, especially when it's your first time. You're the person that's coming out. You don't have no guidance, and a lot of people come out here and they jump on a limb, and they go out on a limb, and they don't have representation, and then the stories are just like this. So when I look at that, I'm saying, man, maybe they would have had better representation. If you would have had representation from the beginning.
It would have been, and we just structured the deal how it was supposed to be done. Cool. I agree to this. Cool. But when you getting 0% and you working that hard, that's pretty tough.
So we would have still been listening to Pretty Ricky?
Huh?
We would have still been listening to Pretty Ricky?
They still do.
No, I'm talking about the group would have been together if everything was done right from the beginning.
Yeah, but we still do shows now. We still, touring and, things like that. And then, we got a strong fan base and they stick with us and we stick with them. And that's just that. If they come see my show, they know what they're going to expect. They see a Pretty Ricky show, they know what they're going to expect. So it's all love.
Nah, that's dope. And we always talk about financial freedom and the significance of signing those contracts or putting things in play, for yourself when you when you're guiding somebody from a financial aspect, what's one of the things that you would advise people to do?
Trust no one when it comes to that. Um, Look at your receipts, budget ahead, be responsible because responsibility is key to keeping money.
Athletes, entertainers, they kind of run parallel pretty much. I always use the word parallel because you see a lot of the same things. We all first generation wealth. We're all the people that's everybody's dependent on. And so when you come into those finances, what was one of the big like moments I wasn't aware of this when you came into money?
Mm, so basically, you asked me what was the biggest wow moment from what I purchased or something like that, and what did I purchase?
Yeah, just like like I didn't like when I first got money, I didn't realize the value of money, and I didn't realize like I used to think everybody had money,
Yeah,
and I was like, this the way it goes, this is how it's supposed to go.
yeah,
If you see entertainers, you see athletes, and you always saying like everybody got money, they doing their thing, but then you sit back and it's like it opens your eyes and say like, hold up, nah, this is not what I thought it was, or this is not what
yeah,
it looks like.
yeah.
What was one of those moments for you?
When I went and asked him, I said, "Yo, I want to separate my money because all y'all money in one pot, and I'm gonna make sure y'all straight for life." And so I said, "Well, I want to separate my money and I want to get my own house and my own car." And he said, "You ain't got no money." Like what? Then he sent me his spreadsheet, forks, knives, blankets, cabinets, everything in his house to walk. I said, "Bro, I didn't ask to stay here. You asked me to stay here because you want us to be together. But I didn't ask you to stay here. I was good where I was at. Shit like that."
One of the pillars that we have on Create the Life podcast, we're always talking about community networking, because networking is big when it comes to being successful. I don't think anybody can do anything by themselves,
Absolutely.
you know. But before I get into that, I was always curious. You was Pretty Boy. We got Marcus Cooper with the Pretty Boy, and now Pleasure P. How you get the name Pleasure P?
So when I sing, I give women pleasure. Like, I have the power to give her pleasure or make her feel some kind of way when I give my God given talent. And then P is just P. For the guys, I'm P. So it's pleasure than P.
But it has nothing to do with Marcus Cooper.
No, I don't.
So you just came up with that. You just sitting around and said, man, this is gonna be my name. Pleasure
Yeah,
P.
yeah, yeah.
All right, Pleasure P.
I
You
came up
just
with the edge.
the first part of my name. Edge. Ren.
Yeah, man.
It was built that I was always built to be the edge, baby. My mama gave me an edge.
Yeah,
She gave me that confidence.
yeah.
Like when you talk about community networking, I think everybody that's successful, they usually connect with people that are successful.
Absolutely.
And you went on this journey. You decided to go out and be a solo artist and do your thing. And now you got a song coming up with Lil Boosie. I like some Lil Boosie, Lil
Yep,
Boosie.
yep, yep.
Yeah. So what's first of all, what's it like working with Boosie, and what is it about this song that makes it work?
We came up together, me and Boosie. So always working with him is gonna be a wonderful time. He's a good person because he didn't say no. He just said, "Man, we came up together. We're gonna get this done. I got you, P." And then he was willing to put down his own money to support me too. So you can't be mad at nobody like that for nothing.
So it wasn't a record label saying I'm gonna put this together. Y'all just decided to do it together.
Yes, I'm following him when it comes to this entire thing.
Yeah, Boosie like he
So
a real entrepreneur.
yeah, so he has his own imprint. I have my own imprint, and yeah, I'm indie. So everything that I'm investing right now, for the video, photo shoot, um, just everything, And then he's partnering up with me to cover other expenses, and we're just doing it together, based on how good the single is and we know what it's gonna do. So then this is actually like my first time doing something with him. I've been talking to Plies about doing the Plies and Pleasure mixtape and a tour after that. So he said he down to do that too. So I got a few things about to be lifted off the ground and stuff like that.
So when you decide like who I'm going to work with, or you say, okay, this fits my style, is it strategic or is it like just because I know them? Or
It's based on the music and what I think the music needs. So if I hear a certain sound, the only reason I'm working with this person for this kind of sound is because they got that kind of sound, and that's that.
so it matches what you're doing. So it like complements each other.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got Boosie, we got Pleasure P, and hopefully we get Plies. Plies, one of my boys. We grew up together. 239,
Hey, that's my
always
brother.
representing.
That's my brother.
And but the thing about everybody that you just mentioned, everybody, they're independent. They do their own thing. They go out on a limb to say, "Man, look, this is me," and they got their own fan base.
Yep, that's key. Direct to consumer is where it's at now. So we kind of just trying to switch it up and really run up the bag like we should.
You know, that's called a market disruption. Like y'all going against tradition. Like what gave you the confidence to say, "Man, look, man, I'm gonna do my own thing, not go against, not do it the
Well,
traditional way."
when people in the traditional way they give up on you for politics or whatever the case may be, what else can you do other than just keep going?
We got my man Pleasure P right here, and you know another pillar that we like to go into. We like to talk lifestyle, leisure. You
Okay.
know, it's like everybody dreams big. You know, I've always had these dreams or these aspirations. You know, as a youth coming up, you know, are you where you envision, or is there more?
There's definitely more because we have new music. I feel like my career got to a certain place around a certain time, but it could have been bigger based on the people that I was doing business with. And another person who I wasn't no longer doing business with try to take the old approach and hate on me and do this and do this and do that, but I'm still standing. So for me, I got a lot left because of that.
Do you think a lot of times the old guards they kind of hold back the new generation or new wave?
Can't nobody hold you back but you.
But a lot of times those are the ones that's in position.
Nah, can't nobody hold you back but you. I ain't blaming my thing on nobody other than me and what I should be doing right now, or what I'm about to do right now. Outside of that, it's all good.
You know, one question that we always ask people that's actually successful, that's actually ran this race, you know, I like to get inside the mindset or the thought process of somebody that actually been around great people or actually doing things that we would deem as great. So, in your words, like what makes the great great?
Um, I would say hard work and dedication, patience, and being able to listen. Being able to listen to somebody that's been in the game. Even if you got the new idea, you still listen and keep it respectful, and then you figure out the way and how to change things, but still keep your person, not leave them behind. I learned shit like that.
You know, so we got these like one hitter quitters, you know, like you say, okay, Michael Jackson or Prince.
So what? I'm saying say what?
You said say what?
I can't answer that.
Like oh, that's
How
what
do
I
you
was
want me to
like,
choose?
you gotta choose. You gotta say what?
That's why I said say what?
Say what?
That's no. Don't put me no. I can't do that. I just can't, bro.
That's a good one. It's hard to pick. You're a musician, you know.
I can't choose with that. That's the tough
Favorite
one.
sports team?
Favorite sport, Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. Biggest fear?
I don't fear nothing but God.
Dream car?
I don't have a dream car. I drove every car I wanted to drive, dog.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. I would have to go with The Godfather.
All right. Who's your hero?
My hero. Damn, I could think of there's so many of them. I can't name one.
Wealth or happiness?
Happiness.
So there you have it, man. We got my man Pleasure P My man, Pleasure P from Carver Rangers,
Yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
representing on the R&B side
Yeah.
on the Creative Life podcast. Thanks for tuning in. My man will be back because after we hear this Boosie, Pleasure P, no, the Boosie, no, we hear the Pleasure P, Plies, and the Pleasure P Boosie.
Yeah.
Things gonna go up. And my man is he's a testament to, going out on your own, going out on a limb, believing in self. Even though he was at the height of his young career and he decided to
I
do
want
it
to
for
say this.
himself.
I want to say the reason I left because I wasn't happy. You see, he asked the question earlier.
Wealth or happiness?
What the happiness? I wasn't happy with the egos. I wasn't happy with what was going on. And then when a nigga told me that we done worked all this time and I ain't got no money, and then he itemized the list. He said, forks, knives. I said, bro, I ain't asked to stay here. You asked me to stay here. And then when it got to that, that's when I knew I had to hire a new team. Jimmy Hinchman came in as a manager. I got my own lawyer. I got my own accountant. And then I wanted to start my own label. So I got with Brian McKinney. And I started Swagger Entertainment with him. And he helped me, bro. That boy gave me $70,000 towards my lawyer fees and really helped me get through that situation. And was a good brother to me, bro. And he had to do that. So shouts out to B-Mac.
University of Miami, another hurricane.
Just saying, shouts out to B-Mac. And bro, like, yo, the rest is history, man. Like, we didn't look back ever since. But
So are you happy right now?
I'm very happy. I'm so happy, bro. I'm living life every day, and I'm in a real good place, bro. I can't complain about nothing, man. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for the people in my life. I'm thankful for what I'm about to become. I'm in a good place, bro.
There you have it. We got my boy Pleasure P. Happy Pleasure P.
Yeah.
Creative Life Podcast, man. Tune in next time.
All right.